This week on American Airgunner, it's time for some DIY. Today, we're building a pellet trap. Rick Usler is with us on American Airgunner. All right, so we're back here at Airgun Web with Rick Usler doing a little gun review, and you know, again, this is one of my favorite places in the world. It's a air gunner's paradise. Today we're reviewing some pistols. Looking at a few Berettas here. I'm seeing an 84, 92, obviously the Beretta in a airsoft and air gun. Let's talk about them. Why do you love Berettas?
I like guns. Are you kidding me? The name on the outside can be somewhat irrelevant. I love shooting. That's why I do this.
Okay, let's talk about the 84 first. In the airsoft and the air gun, what are the differences, if any?
The only difference is the ammo it shoots.
Okay.
It's basically it. If you prefer shooting airsoft, it's maybe a little safer for that new shooter, a little training for youngsters or whatnot. First of all, there's a few things I really like about this gun. The weight and feel is phenomenal. Go ahead and pick that one up. I mean, you'll feel it. It's got just such a good feel to it.
It does.
Very good.
So great for training purposes.
Right. There's an actual firearm counterpart to this gun. So
Okay.
if this was the model that they had as a carry, then buying something like this for training is ideal.
Okay.
Okay. And we're indoors, and I have a safe way to trap the ammunition or the projectiles.
Sure.
So shooting indoors, it's relatively quiet. You don't have to travel. It's just a really safe way to maintain that proficiency, which is critical if you're going to carry or you're going to have a firearm. You got to know how to use it. First thing we'll do is we're going to go ahead and put our CO2 in. What I really like about the way they've done this is that they've used a completely removable magazine that has both the ammo and the CO2 in it. Why is this important? If there were to be a leak, you're replacing the magazine. You can always buy another magazine and you don't lose the gun. Okay. The other cool thing is as you rapid fire, CO2 is going to get colder and colder, and you're going to have less velocity in your shot. So if you have several magazines, it's very great for training because you drop one mag, drag in another one, or drop in another one, and now you're back up and running.
Okay.
And you maintain that high velocity. So we'll grab our CO2.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and drop that in place. That's it. So what you're going to do to load this is you're going to pull down on this and push it over. And now this stays locked into place. You just drop your BBs in. Then when you release it, it'll keep them tight at the top, and it'll just shoot them out as fast as you can pull the trigger.
Pop them in and you're good to go.
Now here's what I like about this gun. Now this is empty. Okay.
Yep.
Listen to the rapport. It's one of the nicest sounding and feeling CO2 guns. When this discharges, boy, it feels nice. And the airsoft is just as fun.
So you can get the 84 you can get these for less than $100.
Yeah, those are right around $100.
Okay, and so let's move it up. If you really want to step it up a notch, a little bit bigger, a little more accurate, more powerful gun, let's talk about the 92.
Right, now this is going to be very different. This doesn't have the blowback. As you notice when I pull the trigger, the slide move. This doesn't have the blowback, but I want you to feel the weight of that gun.
Wow.
And all the details are extremely real. And the way you're going to operate this gun is you've got CO2, which is stored in here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And we'll put that back. All right, so there's a little lever here. We'll do it this way. And that slides open.
Okay, got a little round mag, 8 pellets.
There you go. So you put your 8 pellets. Now that's different than the other ones we're looking at because this shoots pellets. A little heavier, a little more accurate, a little more energy.
So depending on what you're looking for, we got the 84 here and the airsoft and the air gun with the rapport. It's got a nice little pop, feels real. Then of course the 92 and the Beretta. A lot of great pistols from Beretta. Check them out on AmericanAirgunner.com, and you can probably find them at most of your local retail stores. Am I right?
Absolutely.
All right, appreciate it. We're gonna go out and shoot these and have a little fun with air guns.
I'm gonna grab this one.
Let's go. When we come back, it's Woodshop 101. We're making pellet traps. All right, it's time for our American Airgunner Trivia, brought to you this year by our friends at Blue Book Publications.
Life can be loud, but sometimes silence is golden. Introducing the Umarex Fusion air rifle with a combination of CO2 power, the Silence Air 5 chamber noise dampener, and a precision rifled barrel. The Fusion is a bona fide tack driver that's the quietest air rifle you'll ever own. Experience silence with the Umarex Fusion at umarexusa.com/Fusion TV.
All right, today on American Airgunners DIY, we're making pellet traps. Not as hard as you may think. You just need a little bit of wood, some wood screws, some steel, and a little bit of know-how, which we're gonna help you with. Off to the hardware store. All right, first thing we need to get some screws. Could use nails, but then if you do, you have to use wood glue to keep everything together, and that just gets messy. So we're gonna go with wood screws, and make sure they're wood screws. Don't get drywall screws, deck screws, just good old-fashioned wood screws. So we need something to go on the back of the pellet trap to stop the pellets. It's gotta be steel, gotta be hard, gotta be tough. This looks like it, but this is aluminum. Super flimsy. We want steel. See that? Nothing's going through that. All right, so now you need like a compound to go in front of the steel trap to block the pellets, keep them from going through. Go to your electrical department, try to find this. It's a duct seal compound. It's squishy, kind of like a Play-Doh or something like that. It's great, it absorbs the pellets and makes your trap even stronger. Something to hold your targets. A clipboard just like this with a little bit of modification works perfect. All right, so we're back from the hardware store. We got all our supplies. Now we just need to get some tools and get started. And I do love a good DIY project. All right, so here's what we're making today. It is a silent pellet trap. It's made out of wood. It's got a steel back, as you can see here. And then there's the clipboard, hold your target. On the inside is our duct seal we put to make it silent. This is what we're making. We're gonna make ours out of 2x4. I've already cut my, it was a 2x4x8. I've cut it down just so it's manageable. Got my clipboard right here to hold the targets. We're gonna end up cutting this out with a jigsaw. We'll show you how to do that later. Got our steel backing and of course our duct seal. So first things first, let's cut our wood. So, there we go. We've got our notch for the 3 sides. Again, guys, listen, woodworking, be careful, be safe, make sure you have supervision. If you don't know what you're doing, don't try this. All right, there you go. So I only need 8.5 inches, so I've got this at about 1 foot. So when we cut it, we just cut our 8.5 inches and we are good to go. I like to use a longer piece just because it's safer. So there you go. We got our box. We got our clipboard. Slides right in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 4 holes in the corners. Now I've got 4 big holes there, and all I gotta do is get my jigsaw in there and just connect the dots. All right, so there we go. We got our clipboard, we got that cut. Now we just gotta get our backing. Now we've got a 22 gauge steel plate, pretty solid. Now to cut this, you may or may not have the tools. If you don't have the tools to cut a piece of steel like this, you can either build your box to the size of the piece of steel you have, or you could take it to, again, your local hardware store to get it cut to the size you need. So then you want to take your duct seal. I'm not going to open it now, but what you want to do is you'll open it, you'll stick it in there, and you'll just really squeeze it down to make sure you fill the trap in every corner. This should slide right in, and boom! That's how you make a silent pellet trap. If you guys have any more questions, go to AmericanAirgunner.com, do it yourself. Just make sure to be careful when you're making things like this. But let's be honest, the whole point of making a pellet trap is to go shoot guns. So let's go test this puppy out. All right, well, we built it, now we gotta test it. So to test my silent pellet trap, I figured I'd use my Umarex Fusion with silence air technology. All right, let's go see how it worked. All right, so as you can see, I put 3 shots here, just around the bullseye so we can kind of see how it all worked, right? Yeah, right. All right, so pull it off and boom, there you go. 3 pellets, not even close to the back. As you can see, there's a little bit of target on there, but see, this stuff is gonna harden even more, and it's gonna last me a long, long time. Now, there's another way to go get yourself a silent pellet trap. We have a good one here from UTG. And here's a great one from Air Venturi. But I say you do it yourself, make it, but most importantly, get out and shoot. Just be safe. Next week on American Airgunner, I'm hanging out with Leighton Hart, a new generation airgunner that now shoots competitively. And he'll show us some tips for sighting in your air rifle. And at the round table, we'll be talking ballistics. And trust me, you do not want to miss this. We'll see you next week.